What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house. As we're heading towards Blazing Vortex reveals being on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Official channel upcoming, suddenly many more people are on the edge of their seats. John, do I get Blazing Vortex right now? It seems like it could be really hyped. The War Rock archetype, it looks like it has amazing archetypes. Slow down, guys. When it comes to artwork, how many times have you gotten burned recently off of going, yeah, let's buy Snake Rain off of just a name, or we see this, let's go ahead and buy that, and now all of a sudden people think the War Rock are going to be Beast Warriors by how they look, even though they just bought some Adamantipator cards in anticipation that it might work out. Okay, slow your roll. Set your alarms for the reveals. Make informed decisions once you read those cards and process them. All the sealed product isn't suddenly going to go offline the moment that happens. Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily is going to have their deals with code What's Good 5. You're going to have Tier 0, What's Good 5 as well, both supporting the channel, giving yourself 5% off. And then YBM's gonna be there. There's so many major vendors with large piles of cases lined up. It's not going to disappear based off just this one reveal that happens. And the opposite could happen. Instead of a hype surgence, you could just have a hot air balloon deflate. There could just be this sudden let gasp out of the room, no fresh air. Everyone's like, that's the set, huh? There are two sides to this coin, and if War Rock turns out to be okay and all the hype cards are in Lightning Overdrive, what set do you want to be buying, especially with how Lightning Overdrive is starting to look? The pot card could hard carry the set as Lightning Storm did for iGas, or even when we're looking at Savage Strike, how Extrav started out on top along with Phantasme. Like, you do have a really chase card in there that will help the set, but if you're holding off till now, wait a couple of days and don't just fall for it. Actually make the informed decision if you want the sealed. Now, talking about diving into the sealed, we see Starlight Rare Trishula, and it's got competition out the gate in its own card. You have the Dual Terminal 4 version that has been heralded as like the highest rarity of it, and DT4 got clearanced a while ago. It cooled its price off, and since then, it was like 120 after clearance. It's basically tripled up and stayed there. Then you have an Ultimate Rare that looks really clean of it also. So with these two versions providing competition to what is a one of in the extra deck, well, yeah, I don't really see that being all that crazy, and I don't see it really pushing the set. Whenever you look at a import Starlight or something that's like that, you usually want it to be something that's a 3 of, and Trishula being a crazy boss monster 1 of, and still seeing versions that can climb, it's cool, but I think the other versions give it competition within its own card, and I just don't think that it's necessarily going to be that much of a chase one up towards $500-600 like the other chase Starlights that have climbed to that rate. Next up, I do want to talk about a crazy expensive card, 10,000 Dragon. It doesn't have the most listings on the market, yet it's still down in price. You have to wonder about why that is. Yes, a ton of YouTubers, general YouTubers, when they're packing open Pokemon and stuff, they started to peek over at Yu-Gi-Oh! And the #1 targeted set, because it has one of the highest price cards you could pull and then go, oh my gosh, a $5,000 card. By the way, that's PSA graded. They were trying to chase after this, and the boxes have gone up crazy amounts. So if you did actually go for sealed on this, while the rest of the set has really suffered and not aged that well, the two chase cards have helped this become one of the most opened boxes of all time with an actual sales rates. You made a pretty good call if you went in and actually kept it sealed thanks to this guy, yet his price for the estimated value pulled isn't really going up, but if this continues to go up, it may help drag him along the way without it just being OCG investors that initially spiked it. Remember that? It went up to like 2K and then back to 18 and then back down. Well, now it's been sitting at 1,200 for a while under market price. Like, I do think it could be dragged back up eventually. So maybe it is time to look at 10,000 Dragon. And poor Astral Utopia, just sitting there still at around 300. Highest rarity Utopia, but it just can't get traction. Actually, the OCG one has started to go up and I think is around $50 as well, versus it used to be much cheaper. Spellgrounds and the Spellground market for old school V2 and V3, those fabrics can't be found anymore, and it's been going up a lot. The V4, not so much, and from those ones on with Spellgrounds, but the old school Spellgrounds, I've noticed, have suddenly started to go up in terms of listings towards 200, with lots sold well above 100 when we check in on that. So I was looking at those and older ones. It seems like the Spellground cloth mat market is starting to go there, and a lot of the companies like Gym Accessories started to focus on other things besides just play mats, and then you have other mat companies that make them infinitely available, so there's no secondary market. Spellgrounds, the oldies, I know a lot of people end up watching Market Watch that aren't currently playing just to keep up with a bit of the meta or prices. You might have these lying around. Stuff like the mushroom that wasn't even that desired so much back in the day, up towards 225 lowest listed, might be worth listing yours on eBay and taking a gander around. It does look like they redid the Catalina color almost also on V6. I was peeking that. Trial and Tribulation with a buyout. I really don't like this buyout. People are talking about the new bear archetype and how you tribute a lot. Do recall you have to tribute exactly that many monsters to get the desired effect, so you have to stop it to here. I know they work during the opponent's turn, but maybe chill out with it. And then at 3+ you do the destroy one, so you want to add 2 monsters from your graveyard to your hand with most things, or you draw a card, and it's all during the end phase as well. So this is one of those cards I want to point out that gets rolling buyouts and kind of fake surgences of hype here and there. It's almost just good to buy it when it's low in case hype rises for it again. Other cards like that are Retort. I remember this having multiple buyouts back in the day. When your opponent activates a spell/trap card with the same name as this one in your graveyard, and negate the activation, if you do destroy the card, then you can add the one card with the name from your graveyard to your hand. Great for mirror matches. Oh my gosh, the mirror match will take over the meta. This is a great card. Remember how many times that happened. And Ref Panel, as recently hyped as Triple Tactics Talent, and unknown rulings there and stuff like that. $17, $18 still actually up from it. These just have one printing. They're from somewhat iconic sets / past sets old, never got really looked at, and they get rolling buyouts just because of how rare they are. And then some new people are reading these like, this could be really good one day. And, well, this is happening. And people also quoting Drytrons for tributing. End phase resolution's a bit slow in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really don't think you should be trying to rely on this card, in my opinion. Now, if I were putting my money somewhere, which was actually brought up on stream in a question, what do I think of this card? Tons of game promos are getting bought out, tons of Shonen Jump promos are getting bought out, and there's only 2 holo versions of DD Assailant, and because this was a meta card back in the day, a lot of them got played rather than taken care of them. So, near mint, iconic card to Yu-Gi-Oh! Is around $7.50, $8. I think this is actually a pretty darn good card to buy until it's around $10, and there's plenty of listings for it. Actually, big city cards here with 21. This is a card I think could very well appreciate to $20 to $30 in the future. Only has one other holo version, and it's way up there, and it was a big part of GOAT format IRL and other such places. So something to consider and look at. A huge fan favorite for what it was, and I think it's a pretty good buy. Actually, you have the Champion Pack Rare up there in price with it, with a recent buyout as well, and of course, the Secret Rare keeps getting rolling crazy prices. TG Trident Launcher. Okay, I don't have the real reason for why this is bought out, other than it didn't get reprinted. Remember, this is an overprinted Secret Rare in Savage Strike. You would pull more of these than others, and it's got bought out last night to the point of $7.50. You see a quote-unquote motivated newly launched seller here. I read it and people start to say, oh, you could needle fiber with it, because you needle fiber, you bring out the TG tuner, but then you need a TG card in hand to resolve the effect, and I just don't think it's worth it unless you're playing TGs, which, if you are, good for you. It doesn't really look to me like it's taking over the meta, and there's way bigger places to go with Halka Fibrax combos than this card. But if you know a better reason for this, like TGs are going to take over, or some crazy theory, put it down below and let me know if there is an actual reason for this going up, other than, yeah, no reprint, bro, great buy, bro. That doesn't make it a great buy, because think of sales rates. Magical Musket Cross Dom got bought out the other night. We do see one motivated seller here before it's around 10, and quickly towards 15, 16. I do think Magical Musket as an engine is interesting. I played Musket with Eldritch for a little bit when Eldritch had first come out, and it was really fun. Mirror matches versus other Eldritch decks. Yeah, the Eldritch mirror match fun. It did make it really fun. I would force the resources, and then I'd get a Magical Musket, go into max, plus insane, back and forth. But with this, I don't really know what to tell you on why it's bought out other than Big Brain. This did try to pre-sale at $30 until old name here, Yu-Gi-Oh! Singles came in at $3 and crushed everybody's hopes and dreams. But yeah, and then it wasn't short printed at all. So interesting buyout here. It does not have a reprint or anything, and some of the non-reprinted cards did go up for Muskets a while back. Cool engine, but I'm not quite sure why it's getting bought out right now. Morphtronic Cell Phone. She used to call me on the... Okay, boomer memes aside, this card has been bought out for the super rare to like the point of $20 freaking dollars. Memes be dreams. This was a funny link spam deck originally with Firewall, but I don't know what people are doing out here. Super Cell Phone getting bought out. That's a throwback. Number 90, Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord. Every time I look, it's up in price and lower on quantities, and you do have Legendary Duelist Season 2. Coincidence? I don't think so. I think that people are looking more at this. They're putting it aside. They're getting it for their extra deck. Only has one printing out of Battles of Legend. Battles of Legend specific cards don't tend to get reprints too fast or actually get overlooked by Konami. And it is a number card, so completing number collections, quote unquote, and probably the highest rarity for the card long standing. It's a great card overall. Worth the price? It keeps going up on its own. I think it'll eventually fall back down a little, but who knows when that will be, / when a reprint would be. Kagamusha Knight getting bought out for the Legendary Hero decks common down to 12 listings, and the secret rare rather up there as well. It is a warrior extender kind of card that allows you to get another body on board. I know people have been trying to make Fire Warrior and stuff like that work. Let me know the reason for the common getting bought out if you do know a specific reason, to the point of almost where it's trying to be like the, it's $3 versus $5 for the secret rare. Just get the holo, I guess, long standing. It's been up in price for a long time, but let me know why the common is now going to all of a sudden. Frog the Jam. Memes, again, be dreams. Sometimes that actually turns into money on the market. $90 lowest for this McDonald's pack. Boy, we'd seen it gone down all the way, I think, back towards like 10 to 12 at one point. Market price $9.50, but damaged ones do sell. I think there were listings around 10 to 12 though, and back up to 90 just for the meme. Scrap's got a lot of support in just one card, Scrap Raptor, and it's changing the game for them. And the engine, people have looked at Scrap Twin. It's from Star Strike Blast. Do remember that set's very important, as it only had a first edition wave. And the Ultra Rare has been running out of quantities, but staying at actually a pretty sane price. The Ultimate Rares are almost all gone, and the lowest is now $30. This is one that just continues to get buyout after buyout. Back in the day, I always wouldn't sell this for like $3 to $5. I was like, this is better than $3 to $5, and then I'm just like, it's from Star Strike Blast. Eventually, here's your moment. If you have them, they are up in price, and I do think it's worth selling in something that could easily get a common in an OTS pack. Finally, Kinkabayo, super rare. First editions are gone. Nobody's even touching the unlimbs, though. I know Robbie, showed off some level 1 decks on his channel. Maybe that inspired a little of it. I don't know, though. Level 1 shenanigans, Kinkabayo, first edition gone. This is one that would always sell, for $5 back in the day. Buy lists were always buying it for $3.50. And people would always let them go for $2 during the vending era. This was oh, I don't care about that card. I don't play that wonky deck. And it's always been worth money. And you can see the market prices even still today around $2. But first edition's going, gone. So if you have one, you can be the first lister back on market if you'd like. Not really sure what to price it at or why the hype is there either. A lot more questions from today's Market Watch for you guys than answers, and I know the answers might not be all that good. Yep, level 1 hype, yep, it's the never got a reprint, that's why it's up in price. Stuff like that just kind of bugs me. People jump at things a little bit fast, I feel sometimes, and especially newer players who read it for the first time kind of eat rather than drink the Kool-Aid and end up going after cards like these, not knowing the buyout history, I guess, or it's even aged vendors knowing the buyout history and trying to create some hype. That being said, thanks for watching today's Market Watch. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you do enjoy these conversations. I like bringing the cards even when I don't have all the answers, because that's what the comment section is for, an open conversation with you guys. And Blazing Vortex, let me know your route and plan for it. Again, I'd wait for more reveals and then start going. It's not as if there's just going to be a market wipe of all product. Realistically, the amount of money that would take is absurd, even from thousands of customers. So we'll wait and see how Blazing Vortex turns out. Have a little bit of patience. Trust me, it pays off versus, I do want to bring this up. Legendary Duelist Season 2 pre-sales are up, John. What do you think of these? They're crazy. Yeah, they're real crazy from 4 listings, 3 listings, 4 listings, yeah, they're not necessarily real. Wait for Tier 0, Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily. Wait for the competition to actually even be here on TCG Player past like 18 sellers before you're going like, oh, this card is 30 again. I can't believe it. Bingo Machine Go. So expensive. Yeah, chill out. These aren't real prices. That's all I gotta say. Do not... I'm incentivized to tell you to use that TCG Player link in the description down below, costing you nothing extra to support the channel directly for the cards you'd already be buying. Don't be buying them this early. Wait. Chill out. I have your back, as I know a lot of you guys have mine. Just chill. Just wait. The prices will be lower.